Welcome guys. Welcome back to another video. The last video that I gave you guys was I read an article and I talked about the 5 transfers that were coming in to Colorado University, and it seemed like the article was focusing its message on how great or how better the pass blockers are. It talked about how many sacks they gave up, but we all know that football encapsulates 2 phases of offense. In terms of offense, you have the running game, you have the pass game. I just I just wish that the article gave numbers or how well. I know it's probably hard to do. I don't even know if they have a metric for that to talk about how well these particular offensive linemen opened up holes for their running backs. I think we tend to forget that running backs do exist in football. That everything is not predicated on what Shador Sanders is going to do. Yes, he's an integral part of the offense. We understand that his role is very key, but the lineman's role in terms of them opening up running lanes for those running backs is also vital as well. If you can have a balanced 2-pronged attack, it makes your offense that much more potent. Teams can't just sit there and plan on just stopping one aspect of your game. So in order to beat teams, you got to have more than one strength. You got to have a variety of ways that you can attack a defense. So to me, I think that the article is predicating everything on pass blocking. It keeps talking about how much sacks these guys gave up and their PFF ratings. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to read you what I wrote to make sure that I don't miss out on anything. Now, I don't have that much time, so I'm talking kind of fast because I have to go. I say the schemes and the skill set required for the two are different. So the skill set required for pass blocking and run blocking are different. So a person can excel at one and be poor at another. Remember, throughout the season, I kept telling you guys that I believe that the Colorado Buffaloes offensive linemen, I felt like they were better run blockers than they were pass blockers. But yet, Prime continued to put his team in a position to operate off of their weakness rather than their strength. In run blocking, the goal of the line is to push all the players on the defensive side back. They want to open up holes in the defensive line for running back to get through. So if you're talking about just brute strength and having those dogs in the middle, yeah, that's for the run game. But in order to have a well-oiled machine in terms of the passing aspect of your offensive schemes, your running game has to come first. You have to pass off the run. Most great teams that are great passing teams are great passing teams because they have established a solid running game. And that's what Coach Prime is failing to see. And I hope he does see that next football season. So in run blocking, the goal of the line is to push all the players on the defensive side back. They want to open up holes in the defensive line for the running back to get through, as I said before. In this case, there's a lot of reliance on brute physical strength and overpowering your counterpart on the defensive line. So that's run blocking is man on man, mano a mano, my strength against your strength. You don't need that much skill to run block. On the other hand, the purpose of pass blocking is to buy time. Passing plays take time to develop. So as Shador's sitting back there looking for receivers to throw to, as he's looking down his first, second, third, fourth options, he's going to need time. Strength is people are coming at you full speed as an offensive lineman. You got to have technique and strength with your hand movement, with your legs. There's a lot that goes into it when you're talking about the passing aspect of an offensive line. So it says. So I say here that passing plays take time to develop, so the offensive line has to prevent the defense from breaking through and tackling or sacking the quarterback. And we don't want Shador to continue to get sacked. This requires more technique and finesse. Offensive linemen aren't allowed to grab or hold on the defensive players, but they can push the defensive players and maneuver in front of them. So that's why I kept talking about in previous videos is Coach Prime. Is he willing to be patient enough to develop these players? If you want them to actually protect your son, I don't think he is. He wants to win now. It takes longer to develop pass blockers than it is to develop a run. That's why most coaches that come in to try to establish a strong running game, and they slowly develop those linemen to be better pass blockers in order to establish a better passing game. But Coach Prime is going at it backwards. He just wants the passing game to be legit now. He wants the linemen to come in and be great linemen and great pass blockers. But that takes time to develop those skills. But I hope with the experienced linemen that they have now, that that learning curve is shortened radically because it's going to need to, because next season is coming like today, and they need to hurry up. I don't think Coach Prime has 2 or 3 years to wait. Shador's a senior. He wants to see Shador excel. Once a defensive player gets by you though, you're out of luck because engage an opposing player from behind. You can't engage an opposing player from behind. I'll be blocking the back. You can't hold, you can't do anything. So pass blocking is actually harder than run blocking, which is why I thought that the run blocking schemes for Colorado were better this year in terms of the kind of offensive linemen that they had. I felt like they were better run blockers. You'll often see offensive lines collapsing into what we know as a pocket, okay? And which is essentially the space designated for the quarterback to read his receivers to make a pass. Their job is to keep players out of the pocket. In both cases, though, what makes for an effective offensive line is coordination and teamwork. No matter how good one lineman is, he can't block or push the entire team. It takes a lot of coordination, synchronization, and teamwork to block properly in both running and passing plays. Offensive lines can make or break an offense. Okay? That's why this is key that they get the great offensive linemen that have to work together in terms of the pass blocking schemes. The guys down don't get much love, but anyone who knows a thing or two about football will tell you that how important the linemen are. The linemen, the offensive linemen and your defensive linemen pretty much are the engine of the football team. So everybody keeps talking about how well of pass blocking these players are, but to work together in synchronization is going to be very key, because one player can be great at pass blocking, but we need everyone to be on the same page. So I just hope that the coaches that they get in can get the job done. I hope that Coach Prime does have patience beyond this year, if he stays beyond this year after Shedeur leaves, because it's going to take time to develop the offensive line the way he wants it to be developed. But if you want them to have confidence earlier on, run the ball more to build their confidence, because as they see success off of the run, they'll be more likely to actually pass block better and have more energy to do that on that other end. But if you're going to break them down and everyone starts to point the finger at the offensive line because Shedeur is not being protected, that's not going to bode well for your team psychologically. So let's keep that in mind, that there are two aspects of the offense, the running game and the passing game. All right. Thank you guys for listening. All right, bye.